It started off as a barbecue game.
It's the fastest growing sport in the world, I'm pretty sure.
You don't have to be an athlete, you just got to be good at cornhole.
Anyone can play and anyone can win.
Good bag, good bag.
People are like, there's a professional cornhole league, and I say yes, and I'm fortunate to play in that.
I would never, ever believe that I would be traveling the United States to play a backyard game.
Let's go! Good bags!
Cornhole. It's the backyard game with a funny name. But in case you didn't notice, this is not a backyard. Cornhole has become a serious sport, and over the past few years, it has exploded in popularity.
Some of these things you might recognize.
Nate Voyer is teaching his 6th grade class a brand new subject.
Pretend you're balancing a plate on your hand.
Technically, it's physical education.
That's exactly right. You want your hand just like that.
But there's also math.
4 bags in the hole at 3 points apiece. 4 times 3 is 12.
Physics and geometry.
You want a high trajectory to go to the center of the hole. It makes the cylinder of the hole almost bigger. It's a better angle to the hole.
Voyer is teaching a game these kids have all played before.
I don't care if you're 7 or 70. If you can throw a 1-pound bag 27 feet, you can play cornhole.
And of all the teachers here at San Joaquin Elementary in Stockton, he's the most qualified to teach it.
We have what's called the airmail. This is probably the shot that has helped me really become a professional player.
Voyer hits it.
Here in his first tournament on national TV.
Mr. Voyer's 6th grade class. They're all watching.
He left his students and the announcers in disbelief.
Let's go.
Another one.
Throwing airmails, the shots that go up in the air and straight down into the hole, again and again.
Can he make it 3 in a row?
Come on, get it.
He does.
Mr. Voyer makes it look easy.
Go ahead and line up.
But his students quickly realized it's not.
Are you going to try and do it? All right, no, that's okay, that's okay.
It took their teacher years of practice to go from playing in backyards to playing in tournaments like this one.
How much practice are we talking about?
We have some guys that try to throw 1,000 bags a day.
Wow.
Joseph Fields is a conference director in the American Cornhole League. Just about every weekend, there's an event in a different city, like this one in Sacramento, where cornhole pros and those who want to be pros can put their skills to the test.
We got some kids that are as young as 12 up to age 70, early 70s.
Jody Lim is 52, but in professional cornhole, that doesn't matter. There are no age groups and no divisions by gender.
I'm playing against some of the pros that are like my daughter's age, who are 20, 21, 22.
It's just about your skill level.
Yes, exactly.
That means Lim could wind up in a match against Trey Birchfield.
Last year I was a singles world champion.
How old are you?
19.
At that young age, Birchfield is cornhole royalty.
Thank you, brother.
Yep, good to meet you.
Nicknamed the Robot for being consistent and precise under pressure, Birchfield is a master of cornhole's most common shot, the slide.
Pretty much just sliding in the hole, putting every bag I can in the hole.
And while some players throw airmails to fly over bags that are in the way, Birchfield prefers to navigate around them by adjusting the spin and the angle.
If they go in the hole, you can't lose, so that's my strategy.
Each of those bags is a 6-inch square and weighs 1 pound, but that's where the similarities end.
It is a finely tuned piece of sporting equipment, these bags.
Yeah, there's just thousands and thousands different materials.
At age 25, Ryan Windsor is one of the world's top players and sells his own brand of bags. Back in the day, bags were filled with corn, but now it's resin pellets on the inside, and the material on the outside, well, that depends on how you play.
I'm like a really defensive player, so I'll like throw sticky bags compared to really slick bags. You know, a lot of people will just go for the hole every time, but I like to post them up in front of the hole.
In the American Cornhole League, the motto is anyone can play, anyone can win.
Is it true that anybody can play?
Yes, sir. Anybody.
But while the 6th graders back in Stockton were well on their way to being tournament ready,
Nice.
Thank you.
there was one student who needed a little extra help after class.
Obviously, all the other students have gone home.
Clearly, I needed Mr. Voyer to start with the basics.
The game of cornhole is played to 21. Anytime you get a bag in the hole, it's worth 3 points.
A bag left on the board is worth 1 point. Each player gets 4 bags per frame, and the scores cancel each other out, so only the difference gets added to the total.
I scored 10, you scored 4. 10 minus 4, I would receive 6 points in that frame.
So what do I need to know to not make a fool of myself playing this game?
Your goal is to get a high arc and hit the center of the board. Because even if you don't make it into the hole, You're setting a block for your opponent not to slide in.
And with that sage advice, we headed off to Stockton's Bocce Club, where Voyer and his wife run their own local cornhole league, the Port City Baggers, that draws from 60 to 100 people each Tuesday night.
Thanks for joining us. Let's get started.
Just like Voyer, most of these players threw their first bags in someone's backyard and then got hit by the urge to compete.
All of a sudden got hooked. We were just hooked from then on, and then COVID hit, so it was one of the things we could do.
For all the things that stopped when the world shut down, it was that same global pandemic that gave cornhole its wings.
During the pandemic, boards and bags were on back order because people were home, but people didn't want to just be inside.
So they practiced and practiced. And some of them got really good.
Man, I got my butt kicked.
Yeah, you did.
So what does it take to beat a professional?
You spin the bag to see who goes first.
Okay.
Let's just say my first lesson got off to a rocky start.
Step and throw. Look out, Heather.
Sorry.
You just hit my wife.
And things went from bad to worse.
Over your hand. Okay.
Yep. Throw it hard. Get some oomph into it. Oh.
But eventually, there was progress.
That looks good.
Hey, I got it on the board.
Good bags, good bags.
I even scored a few points.
There you go. Great shot, man. Good bag.
Thank
good
you.
Bag. That's a good bag.
And though it took almost the full hour,
Try it again.
Okay.
there was one brief
Fall through.
moment of glory.
Oh, let's go! That's an airmail. We're done. We're done. We're out of here. We're done.
Back at school, the next generation of cornhole talent is already emerging.
You gonna be a cornhole pro?
Yep. I'm gonna be next Mr. Voyer. I don't know. I want to be an orthodontist.
By the time these kids graduate, there could be cornhole scholarships, even cornhole in the Olympics.
The goal for the ACL is to try and to make it an Olympic sport. Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy.
It's wild, but it's catching on.
But until then, Mr. Voyer is celebrating a different sort of victory.
This last week that I've brought boards from our league to play, I actually had perfect attendance 3 days in this last week. So I'm getting kids to come to school. I mean, I'll take that any day.